A hush falls over St. Peter's Square. The sun sets, casting a golden hue over the ancient stones, as if nature itself is paying tribute to a monumental figure. The square, usually bustling with life, now stands in solemn silence, a testament to the gravity of the moment. Bells toll solemnly, their resonance echoing across Rome. Each chime is a poignant reminder of the loss felt not just by the city but by the entire world. The sound reverberates through the narrow streets and open squares, a call to reflection and remembrance. Pope Francis, shepherd of the Catholic Church, has passed away. His peaceful expression in photographs belies the immense responsibilities he carried with grace and humility. He was a beacon of hope and a symbol of compassion in a world often fraught with division and strife. The world grieves. A profound sense of loss pervades the air, a shared sorrow uniting millions across faiths and continents. From the bustling streets of New York to the quiet villages of Africa, people gather to honor a man who transcended borders and touched hearts everywhere. Flags fly at half-mast. Newspapers bear his image, chronicling a life dedicated to faith and compassion. Headlines recount his tireless efforts to bridge gaps between communities, his unwavering stance on social justice, and his heartfelt appeals for peace and understanding. The faithful gather in churches worldwide, seeking solace in prayer and shared memories. In the quiet corners of these sacred spaces, stories of his kindness and humility are whispered, each tale a thread in the rich tapestry of his legacy. A collective breath is drawn, a moment of reflection before the tide of mourning begins. Faces etched with sorrow and contemplation, people stand together, united in their grief and gratitude for a life well lived. The world remembers Pope Francis for his humility, his unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized. His actions spoke louder than words, whether he was washing the feet of the homeless or embracing those shunned by society. His life was a testament to the power of love and service. His gentle smile, his embrace of those often forgotten, left an indelible mark on hearts across the globe. Children, the elderly, the sick, and the downtrodden found solace in his presence, a reminder that they were seen, heard, and loved. His passing marks the end of an era, leaving a void in the spiritual landscape. The world stands at a crossroads, reflecting on the lessons he imparted and the path forward without his guiding hand. His legacy, however, will endure. Memorials spring up in his honor, each flower and candle a symbol of the light he brought into the world. His teachings and actions continue to inspire, a beacon for future generations. His message of mercy and love, his call for unity and dialogue will continue to inspire generations to come. Interfaith groups gather, reflecting on his efforts to foster understanding and cooperation among diverse communities. The world mourns, but also celebrates the extraordinary life of a man who touched countless souls with his humility and grace. As candles flicker in the twilight, the collective memory of Pope Francis shines brightly, a testament to a life dedicated to love, compassion, and unity. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, the future Pope Francis, began his journey in the vibrant city of Buenos Aires. This bustling metropolis, known for its rich culture and history, was the backdrop of his formative years. The streets of Buenos Aires, filled with the sounds of tango and the aroma of traditional Argentine cuisine, were where young Jorge first learned about the complexities of life and faith. Born into a working-class family, his early life was marked by simplicity. His father, an Italian immigrant, worked as a railway worker while his mother was a homemaker. The Bergoglio household was a place where values of hard work, humility, and faith were instilled from a young age. Despite their modest means, the family was rich in love and devotion, and a strong Catholic upbringing. The Bergoglio family was deeply religious, attending Mass regularly and participating in church activities. Young Jorge was an altar boy, and it was in these early years that he developed a profound connection to his faith. The teachings of the Church, the sense of community, and the rituals of Catholicism became an integral part of his identity. He felt the call to priesthood early on, a calling that led him to the Society of Jesus. The Jesuits, known for their intellectual rigor and commitment to social justice, provided the perfect environment for Jorge to nurture his vocation. His years of study and formation were marked by a deepening of his spiritual life and a growing awareness of the social issues facing his country. As a Jesuit priest, he immersed himself in serving the poor and marginalized communities of Argentina. He worked in the slums, providing not just spiritual guidance, but also practical assistance. His work with the poor was not just a duty, but a passion, driven by a belief in the inherent dignity of every human being. He saw the face of Christ in the suffering and the oppressed. His deep compassion, his willingness to walk alongside the suffering, earned him the respect and love of his people. He was known for his ability to listen, to offer comfort, and to provide hope. His ministry was characterized by a profound empathy and a commitment to social justice. He believed that the church should be a field hospital, tending to the wounds of humanity. He rose through the ranks of the church, becoming Archbishop of Buenos Aires in 1998. In this role, he continued to advocate for the poor and the marginalized, often speaking out against social injustices and economic inequality. His leadership was marked by a pastoral approach, focusing on the needs of the people rather than the trappings of power. His tenure as Archbishop was defined by his humility and his commitment to social justice. He was often seen in the slums, visiting the sick, comforting the bereaved, and advocating for the rights of the poor. His actions spoke louder than his words, and he became a beloved figure in Buenos Aires. His leadership style was one of service, always putting the needs of others before his own. He shunned the trappings of power, choosing to live simply and advocate for the vulnerable. He refused to live in the Archbishop's palace, opting instead for a small apartment. He cooked his own meals and took public transportation, living a life that was in stark contrast to the opulence often associated with high-ranking church officials. His simplicity was a powerful statement of his commitment to the gospel values. He became known for his strong moral compass, his unwavering dedication to the gospel message of love and compassion. His sermons were powerful, often challenging the faithful to live out their faith in practical ways. He called for a church that was poor, and for the poor, a church that was not afraid to get its hands dirty in the service of humanity. His message resonated with many, both within and outside the church. His election as Pope in 2013 sent shockwaves through the Catholic world. Many saw his election as a sign of hope, a new beginning for a church that had been plagued by scandals and internal divisions. As Pope, he continued to emphasize the themes of mercy, humility, and social justice. His papacy was marked by a focus on the peripheries, reaching out to those who had been marginalized by society and the church. He chose the name Francis, after St. Francis of Assisi, a clear indication of his priorities. St. Francis was known for his love of the poor, his humility, and his deep connection to nature. By taking his name, Pope Francis signaled his desire to lead a church that was in touch with the needs of the world, a church that was simple, humble, and focused on the gospel message. His papacy would be defined by his humility, his focus on mercy and dialogue, and his unwavering commitment to the poor and marginalized. He has called for a church that is open and inclusive, a church that is a home for all. His actions and words have inspired millions around the world, challenging them to live out their faith in concrete ways. Pope Francis's journey of faith, from the streets of Buenos Aires to the halls of the Vatican, is a testament to the power of humility, compassion, and unwavering dedication to the gospel. Pope Francis's papacy was revolutionary in its simplicity and focus on mercy. From the very beginning, he shattered expectations, choosing to reside in the modest Domus Sanctae Marthae guesthouse instead of the opulent apostolic palace. This decision was a clear signal of his intent to lead a humble and accessible papacy, one that was in touch with the everyday lives of people. His choice of residence was not just a matter of personal comfort, but a profound statement about the kind of church he envisioned, one that was close to the people, especially the marginalized and the poor. He eschewed elaborate papal vestments, opting for simple white robes and a silver cross, symbols of his commitment to simplicity and humility. His actions spoke louder than words. He washed the feet of Muslim refugees, embraced those suffering from leprosy, and dined with the homeless. These acts of compassion were not mere gestures, but a living testament to his belief that the Church's mission was to serve, to love, and to welcome all, regardless of their background or beliefs. His message resonated beyond the Catholic Church. He called for interfaith dialogue, urging people of all faiths to work together for peace and justice. He championed environmental protection, urging world leaders to address climate change with urgency and responsibility. His encyclical Laudato Si was a groundbreaking document that called for a global ecological conversion. His papacy was not without its challenges. He faced resistance from within the Church, criticism for his progressive views, and the immense weight of leading a global faith. Yet he remained steadfast in his commitment to his vision, a vision rooted in humility, mercy, and love. He navigated these challenges with grace and determination, always keeping his focus on the greater good. One of the most remarkable aspects of his papacy was his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Whether he was comforting a sick individual, embracing a person with leprosy, or sharing a meal with the homeless, his actions spoke volumes about his deep compassion and empathy. He made it clear that the Church was not an exclusive club, but a welcoming home for all. His outreach extended to the global stage as well. He was a vocal advocate for social justice, speaking out against economic inequality, human trafficking, and the plight of refugees. He used his platform to amplify the voices of the voiceless, calling on world leaders to take action and make meaningful changes. His efforts to promote interfaith dialogue were particularly noteworthy. He met with leaders of various religions, fostering a spirit of mutual respect and understanding. He believed that by working together, people of different faiths could build a more peaceful and just world. His meetings with leaders of other religions were not just symbolic, but were aimed at fostering real, tangible cooperation. His commitment to environmental protection was another hallmark of his papacy. He urged world leaders to take immediate and decisive action to combat climate change, emphasizing that caring for the earth was a moral imperative. His encyclical Laudato Si was a clarion call for an ecological conversion, urging everyone to take responsibility for the planet's future. Despite the many challenges he faced, Pope Francis remained unwavering in his commitment to his vision. He faced resistance from within the Church, criticism for his progressive views, and the immense weight of leading a global faith. Yet he navigated these challenges with grace and determination, always keeping his focus on the greater good. In the end, Pope Francis's papacy will be remembered for its profound impact on the Church and the world. His vision of a church rooted in humility, mercy, and love resonated with millions, inspiring a renewed sense of purpose and mission. His legacy is one of compassion, inclusivity, and a relentless pursuit of justice and peace. With the passing of Pope Francis, centuries-old traditions are solemnly observed within the Vatican walls, echoing through time. The papal apartments are sealed, a symbolic gesture marking the end of his reign and the beginning of a new chapter. Cardinals, clad in crimson robes, gather from across the globe, drawn together by duty and sorrow. The bells of St. Peter's toll mournfully, their somber rhythm marking the passage of time. Inside the Basilica, preparations for the funeral mass begin in earnest. The air is thick with incense, the scent of mourning and reverence mingling together. The Novemdiales, 9 days of mourning, commence. Prayers are offered, hymns sung, and scripture read aloud. The faithful from all walks of life file past the Pope's body, lying in state, paying their respects to a man who championed the poor and the marginalized. The Vatican, a place steeped in history and tradition, becomes a stage for a global outpouring of grief. The world watches, united in mourning, as the ancient rituals unfold, a poignant reminder of the cycle of life and death. Please subscribe to our channel History Documentary Hub for more insightful videos and intriguing content.